So first, I'm going to introduce to you Major League Soccer Commissioner Garber. This is his 27th year with the league. He's overseen tremendous growth and expansion with this league, up to 29 teams, with St. Louis going to be joining this league next season. And they have a huge opportunity to accelerate their growth with a new broadcast and streaming deal with Apple. And we thank you so much for bringing this league and this event and the All-Star Game to the Twin Cities area. So, Commissioner Garber, please.
Thank you, Norman. Thanks for your support of our league and support of our club. For those of you who don't know, big Minnesota United fan right here. Many years ago, we were thinking about where do we bring Major League Soccer as we started thinking about expansion to this part of the country. And there were 12 cities that we were looking at. And they were running the gamut from the south to the west to the Midwest and Northeast. And then we kind of met Dr. Bill McGuire. And we met some of the folks that were around Minnesota United when they were in the USL. We saw some of the commitments that the team and its ownership had to not just be a sports team, but to be a meaningful member of the community. And that got us from hello. From there, we have an incredible stadium, as you all know, that's in the Midway, and took lots of work and lots of political support to get what I think is one of the great soccer stadiums of its size anywhere in the world. They developed a great brand. They hired a terrific leader in Sherry. They put a great players on the field, and you guys have really represented our league great and your city great, and shown that you can, from the top to the bottom and from the bottom of the top, align all of the interests of what you want to do on the field and have success on the field, but be deeply committed to what the team means off the field. And when we think about what soccer and what Major League Soccer can be, both in our formative stages and in years to come, it was trying to be a league for a new America. And now that we have teams in Canada, we say a new North America. We have got teams in Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. And that's a league that is driven by this commitment to diversity. That's driven by young people who are growing up in the game and thinking about what they expect from a league and what they expect from their club. That might be different than what their parents expected. That are engaged in a global connection through media, why our Apple deal makes sense. Every Minnesota United game will not just be broadcast domestically, but every single game will be broadcast in multiple languages around the world. 800 million people will be able to see every Minnesota United game in multiple languages. And think about what that means. And as we've been thinking about all of the things that we were trying to cater to with where our country was, our country changed. And there was some moments that happened in our country, and those moments really were at its most extreme level right here in Minnesota. That led to the birth, and I would say an awakening, I think, of all of us in our country, but I think particularly in Major League Sports and in Major League Soccer, this idea that we needed to do more, that we needed to be rethinking our commitment to underserved communities, particularly the underrepresented communities and the Black community in our boardroom, on our fields, in our coaching ranks. And that was spurred by the creation of an organization called the Black Players for Change. And I'm sure Shola will talk a little bit about that. I want to thank the members of the Black Players for Change for everything that they've done to push the agenda of what Major League Soccer, our clubs, and what all of us in corporate America need to do to be more thoughtful, to be more committed, and to actually make a change. So I want to thank all of you. Beyond what's happening at the top level, and the BCP, the BPC, and our committees and whatnot are operating at the top, we have been very focused, and you'll hear from Shola Winley about what we need to do in every single market to recognize the power of our teams and the popularity of our players, and combine and capitalize, if you will, on the spirit of a city or the spirit of a community with all of the influence that we have as a professional sports league with local clubs. And that's what this program is all about. Shola and the team have created it in and around our All-Star game. It's the first one. I can't imagine that we're not going to do this not only in every market, but certainly at all of our events. What better thing for a league to do than recognize the unsung heroes in a community that are doing things that need the pulpit, that need the recognition that sports teams, players, and leagues can provide. And that's what today is all about. Garber, I want to thank you for coming and showing the importance of what this program is to you as the leader of this great state. And I know that your One Minnesota brand, your theme, your operating principle, if you will, really is represented by the 4 or 5 folks that are being honored here today. Investments in the community, bridging the wealth equity gap, serving all those representatives of communities that are underserved. That's what this program is going to recognize today, and it's perfect that you will be here to sort of add credibility and add a voice to that on a very important day for our democracy, primary day here today in Minnesota. So I want to thank everybody from the club. I want to thank Shola for your leadership. I want to thank all of our players here that are committed to helping us do the things that we need to do things right. And I want to thank all of the heroes that do the work that doesn't get the recognition that it deserves, and is going to get that recognition today. Thank you very much. Sports reporter to show me what to do with this mic. Governor, I've got a little, in the soccer world, we change trade jerseys, so the players all know this. I can never understand that. The guys are running around, they're sweating, their jerseys are disgusting, they take them off, and then they hand it to a guy, and the guy puts on a sweaty jersey. This one's not sweaty. This is a MLS All-Star game jersey that we hope that you can put into your office as a recognition of our All-Star here in Minnesota.
Yay! Can I save everyone from taking this off and giving it to you? All right.